Time now for our Ultimate Insider, brought to you by FFB Bank. We're joined by Fresno State head men's basketball coach Vance Walberg. Coach, thanks for the time.
Never a problem.
Thank you. First, take me through how non-conference play got you guys ready to gear up for Mountain West action.
I thought we did some good things in conference. I felt like we let 2-3 games slip from us. Little things that we got to get better at, like who's going to shoot the ball at the end, who's going to have the ball. And then I felt overall, getting a chance to go to Arkansas to see what it's really like. I mean, you get a chance to go there, and they got 10,000 people in the stands an hour before the game. It's really kind of neat that way. But, no, I thought the non-league was good for us. I thought overall it did a lot of good things to help us.
How has this group grown and meshed together since getting ready in the summer to where you guys are at now after the new year?
Well, the way this portal and everything is, how crazy the NIL is now, it's, every year you're going to have, I would say, you'll probably be lucky to have 4 returning players. So you're going to have anywhere from 10 to 12 new players each year. This group has been a phenomenal group. They get together really well. They work together. They're off the court together. So that part, I think, has been pretty good. Now, on the court, the injury in Nathan obviously put us back a little bit. That really kind of hurt us. But I really feel like little by little we're getting to where we're supposed to be. I think you're starting to see Wilson starting to emerge. He's had 4 or 5 double-doubles for us, and he's doing a lot of good things. Now we got to figure out how to take advantage of that. And I need to get another shooter next side, on the opposite side of Jake. We're hoping DJ Douglas or Cam. We might even try somebody else off the bench for that.
Jake's been averaging 18.5 points per game for this program. What has his addition meant to this program and this offense?
Means a lot. I mean, he's a heck of a player. He's a very good shooter, and I'll be honest with you, Jake will be the first one to tell you he can do better right now. He's had some shots that he feels like it should have gone down. He's missed a couple of easy ones. But again, he's just one of those guys. Every day he comes, he works so hard. That's one neat thing about this group. We may have a practice at 2 o'clock. You see a whole bunch of them in an hour ahead of time trying to get shots up, trying to get better, and he's a big leader of that.
Wilson Jack's been really strong defensively, averaging almost 8 boards a game. How have you seen his defensive game develop within this program?
He's phenomenal. He just, again, if you come to watch a practice, it's amazing. I've always felt like I never cheat anybody when I go to practice, and Wilson every day he comes and competes and goes as hard as he can. And you can see him getting better and better and better. Defensively on pick and roll, he's got really good hands. He's really good swiping at that ball. He's just a big load down there. I mean, he's 7 foot 270, and he's big.
We mentioned 2 key players, Jake and Wilson. What does this program need to do to make sure guys like that stick around and stay here at Fresno State?
Unfortunately, I hate to tell you, it comes down to money. It's just the sad part, the way the game is right now. You hope there's some loyalty there. We try to treat them as best as we can. I think we do a really good job of that. I think we got coaches that put a lot of time and effort with them. We're hoping that individual work that they see that maybe they'll make a little bit more money after they play instead of trying to get it next year. So you just got to keep your fingers crossed.
This program has had a lot of success historically, and obviously the Boyd Grant days, the Tark days. What does this program need to do to get back to that level?
It's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be really tough you see the way the game has changed right now. Even just this week, the NCAA ruled G League players be able to come back into college. Now, who's going to snatch those up? Going to be the best teams. You take a look last year at the final, the Sweet 16, there was not one mid-major in the Sweet 16 last year because of the way the NIL and the portal's going. So it's going to be tough. What you got to hope for is maybe you get lucky, you get a special donor, you get a bunch of donors, and then, honestly, right now, it's buying your team.
We saw Coach Cal have an honest and, honest reaction to seeing that guys who have had playing time in the NBA get to go back to the college level. What was your reaction when you saw that was a possibility?
Well, I don't know if you know, Coach Cal and myself are very close, and I always laugh when I see him because he's always going to tell us straight up. I think the biggest thing is, if you put your name in the draft, you're always ineligible. You can never come back to college. Now you can put your name in a draft, go to the G League, play in the G League for 3-4 years, come back and play second semester at college. It's some crazy times, crazy rules. I think if the NCAA, and John's right, Coach Cal's right, if they can get together, limit the portal to 1 move. If your coach moves, give him a second move. And then, if you do go put your name in the draft for the NBA, you should be done.
How has college basketball changed since the first time you were coaching D1? I know it's been a long time and there's a lot going on with NIL, but just what is the biggest change involving all of that?
Not even close. It's the NIL and the portal. Those two came in together, and I think it was just really destroyed the game. For most coaches, myself especially, your biggest strength is working with your players, developing that culture, getting them better every year, and then bring them back and you teach them. Now you take, just like last year, you take somebody like Alex Crawford or Elijah Price or Brian. You work with those guys, you get them better, and then next school comes in, gives them a lot more money than we have, and they're gone.
As someone who's been around the Valley a long time, how do we keep the Valley's best players here at Fresno State?
That's going to be, I think that's maybe a little bit easier than, because if there's a love, I think the one thing we do have is people do care about the people in this town, the players in the town, and trying to keep them. Again, it's going to come down to, for some of them, money. We had LaJuan Watts. This is a true story. LaJuan played for me as a freshman, sophomore at Clovis West, went to Bullard. Last year he calls me up. We tried to get him the year before, and we offered him a good amount of money. We offered him $250,000. He got $500,000 at Washington State. He calls me last year. He's at Texas Tech coach. They just offered me $2.2 million. What should I do? I said, LaJuan, take it. Get a financial advisor. This could be spend $5,000 a month for yourself, budget yourself, and you can put yourself away for a good life.
How does this program help manage trying to keep track of the NIL and, how you're splitting it up amongst the players and trying to keep those important guys around?
It's not easy. It's not easy. And it's just one of those things you got to hope that you get some special players. We got some special players this year for a very good price, which means it's going to be really hard to keep them next year. But, it's just the nature of the beast now.
I want to ask you about Zayon Collins and how you've seen him grow from year one to year two within the program.
He's getting there. Zayon, last year, it was tough for him. It was tough for all of us. Zayon's a lot like myself. He hates to lose. He's a big-time competitor. It's funny in practice, if you just do a regular drill, Zayon's not really into it. But once you put a score up there and compete, he loves to compete. And, he's taken a big step forward for us. For me, the way I am, I'm greedy. I need him to take even bigger steps. I need him to be more offensive-minded. A lot of times he's out there, looking to make other players better. I'm hoping that, he gets himself a little bit more into the offense.
We talk about Zayon's growth. What about your growth from year one to year two here at Fresno State? Long first year.
Very long first year, very tough. People that know me, gosh, I hate losing. I mean, it's just so hard. It really wears on the body. When you win, you just feel so good. Then the next day, you're right back at it. When you lose, God, it's tough. But I'm learning a lot. I got a really good coaching staff. The addition of Tyler Johnson has really helped. We're starting to do some right things. I'm just hoping that we can turn that corner and start putting some of those wins together.
When it comes to Tyler Johnson, obviously he played here, had some NBA experience, might resonate a little bit better with some of the players on this team, knowing they've got a young assistant like him. What does he bring to this program?
He brings a tremendous amount. One, the kids respect him. Two, he's such a fun-loving person. So he'll get out there and he'll work with the players. He'll teach them different things, work on different things with them, and you can see the respect level both ways. And again, Tyler's one of those guys. He didn't come in highly recruited. He didn't get drafted out of college. Again, I'm just a big believer. Hard work pays off. Keep pushing yourself. Keep trying to get better.
When it comes to Coach Welch, you guys have a long history together. What does it mean to have him on this staff and helping you guide these young players?
Awful lot. John was here the first time with Coach Tark, and that's where our relationship began. We've been at each other's house. He would come to my house, and we would play basketball all the time. We'd meet, we'd talk X's and O's all the time. Just having somebody like John it's just, you have no clue on how nice it is to have that loyalty, to know he's going to be there. He knows what, he's seen what I've done and the way I like to play, and just a great person.
Last one from me. What is a reasonable expectation for fans, for this program, for the near future? Obviously, rebuilding takes some time, but for this season, what is a reasonable expectation?
For this season, I think, I hate to say it's going to be a little bit of patience. I just think once we can put a couple games together, we're right there. I mean, we're right there with, the thing with, we took a tough loss with Utah State, who's, one of the best teams in the league, may end up being the league champion. And it's just we had to learn how to take care of the ball a little better and just finish a few more plays. But, we're putting ourselves in the spot to win games, where last year, you're trying to just stay in the game for 20, 25 points. So we're close. I just think if they can believe it and turn that corner, I think we'll get there.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.